Mike and I would like to share some exciting things that have been happening at First St. Paul's.
One of the exciting new things we've been doing involves the Community Meals Program. A while back, the church had an off-site meeting, a strategic planning meeting, and one of the strategic planks that came out of that was to expand our Community Meals Program, both in the number of people we can reach with food, but also other services. As all of you know, the pandemic came along and changed the world for us temporarily, but that also expedited the outreach to find partners to work with to continue the Community Meals Program. That partner is the Chicago Help Initiative, and working with them, we've been able to continue serving our guests every single Saturday morning. We've only missed one Saturday through the entire pandemic. We've been working with the Chicago Help Initiative to not only feed our guests, but also to extend our reach with food and other types of services. I have here the director of the Chicago Help Initiative, Doug Frazier, and I'm going to let him describe what they are all about and how our partnership has been working. Doug?
Thanks, Mike, Pastor. This has been fantastic for us. Like you, we were looking for ways to connect outside of, in our case, our bubble. We did congregate meals for about 15 years with a whole set of services attached. When the pandemic hit, we couldn't do that anymore. We started figuring ways we could help other people and continue our mission. At First St. Paul now, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the mornings, we collect usually about 3,000 bag meals prepared by volunteers at well over 20 different congregations, mosques, synagogues, and businesses around the city, and schools. We collect them into First St. Paul in the foyer, and then we distribute them out all over the city. So we go as far north as 7600 to Just Harvest, as far west as 3800 to Our Lady of Angels, as far south to Oakland Covenant Church at 9600 South. So we're now moving these meals from this location all around the city. And some amazing things have come of that in terms of partnership, our ability to connect with people, and thinking about what happens when the pandemic's over. Because every person we've come across, every group says, we ought to find a way to continue this cooperation. And that's made possible by First St. Paul being a part of that and allowing us to stage out of here. And then I know that we sort of share volunteers on Saturdays now, and it's just been an amazing thing. So it's been great for all of us, and thank you.
Doug, how many people are we feeding a week?
It's about 3,000 meals that go out, and some people take more than one meal. So, for example, Matthew House on the far south, mid-south side, they serve people who are in shelter, so they may give them a meal on site and several to take with them. Other places, they will divide it up for it. Oakland, how many members in the family? If there's 5 members, they'll give you 5 meals. So it's hard to tell exactly how many. And like I said, today alone, this is Friday, we did, I think, 1,100 meals. Monday, we did well over 1,000. So this week will be closer to about 5,000 by the time we're finished. It's a lot. I should add that one of the things that happens is we often distribute now hats, gloves, socks, coats, blankets, chapstick, a whole set of other things that come in as donations with these meals. And if it's useful to people, we move it out.
That's awesome. And from our perspective, we've gone from about 100 to 150 people that we fed a week to maybe 5,000.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. And the other benefit of these bagged meals is that a lot of our guests they're mobility challenged. So during the pandemic and during bad weather, they don't want to come out as often as they might, as you might imagine. So we're able to load them up, as Doug said, with 2 or 3 meals that they can take home and use during the week so they don't have to go outside as often. And that's been a big benefit, and they've told us that directly.
Yeah, and I would add one of the other nice things about these is they're really mobile and they're really versatile. So we deliver to locations that have immune-compromised populations that don't want to go shopping. That makes sense. We deliver to populations that are shelters that have work programs so that the guys can take that meal with them to work. And we deliver to folks who have kids that are shut in for school. And for some of the parents have said it's like having the school, you do your morning class and then the kids all sit down to the lunch. So it's very versatile and it's really well received. The other thing that happens is a lot of people put personal messages and notes, and we get a lot of really positive feedback from people on that, how much they enjoyed just that connection to somebody else, particularly if they're isolated.
Just made me think of another benefit from this. Since with Chicago Help Initiative, we are outside of our church now 4 days a week doing this. A lot of our neighbors have taken more notice of us and have come over. In fact, there's 5 giant bags of donations sitting out front now from neighbors that didn't know we were here because they live across the street and they're seeing all this activity coming up. Didn't know we were here doing these programs, that is, that they're becoming more and more involved, and we're getting even more lunch bags donated, as well as the other goods that Doug mentioned.
This is another way of us not just surviving the pandemic, but thriving, and God blessing us through all of your work. And so thank you, Doug. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
And all the many other volunteers
Yeah,
that we have.
Mike's right.
I'm also excited to see what this partnership, how it takes us after the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you, gentlemen.